Hey guys, welcome to The Perfect Meal, Death from Above. Enjoy the video and thanks for watching. Hey guys, the first thing I added was the ability for the Wall of Death to shoot and also to move. Now what would happen is if the player collides with the enemy that was fired, he'd get transported into a fight scene. As you guys can see at the moment, the fight scene is currently empty. That's because I haven't done much work on it. In the future, I'll be doing more work on it, but for now, it just is what it is. Next up would have been the player's health bar and the progress bar. Now for the health bar, the only difference between mine and others is that the face changes depending on how much damage the player has been dealt. Now for the progress bar, what I did was to create a spawn point every time the player gets created into a scene. And from that spawn point, there'd also be the boss's location at the end of the scene. What would happen is it calculates the distance of the player between those two locations, the spawn point and the boss's location, to move the little guy you see up here on the screen. The next thing that was added was the weapon slot and the weapon pickup. Right now there's only one weapon, so yeah. Every time the player uses the weapon, it reduces itself by 1, and if it reaches 0, you cannot shoot another. That's where the pickups come in. If collide, they destroy themselves and add a couple of weapons to the player. That's pretty much it for the weapon slot and the weapon pickup. I do plan on adding more weapons to the game, but for now we'll just work with the cheese shuriken. And the last thing that was added was an obstacle. Now what this barrel would do is anytime that the player collides with it, it would reduce the player life by a certain amount. In this case, it's 5. Also, what I intend on doing in the future is to let every time that the obstacle gets destroyed, it would spawn a random object, like a weapon or maybe a health item. It really depends on what I feel like adding to it in the future. Now I started out with YouTube recently and I was trying to find my style. But what I realized is that I was focusing more on YouTube rather than creating my game. And because of this, I really didn't feel like programming and I didn't enjoy the sensation of programming. So what I did, or what I decided to do, is to stop focusing so much on YouTube and focus more on programming. I didn't start programming so that I could come to YouTube. I started programming because I wanted to create something. And I believe that YouTube just added more work for me because I have work and I have programming and now I have YouTube. So it was really hectic for me to try and juggle all three. So what I have decided to do is, instead of going through step by step what I did to build that game, I'm just gonna update you guys on the progress that I've made and the things that I've implemented in the game so far. I'll add a bit of fun to it going forward, maybe like 1 or 2 jokes, but right now, no, I won't do that. Reason being, this entire week I've just been focusing on programming, not really the entire week, but 2 days. And this is how much I could actually do in 2 days if I focus less on YouTube and more on programming itself. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, it really does mean a lot to me. And if you have any suggestions as to what I can do to make my videos and my game better, then leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.